All right, my man. Always great to see that face after a shitty week. But hey, we made it.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. Wait, what time is it right now? 3:09.
I mean, like, not in life. Not necessarily like in life, but just for
we
like
have not
this
made
week.
it. I just got an email from a JA just completely dogging me out. Like the JA getting dogged out by a JA.
Those are the worst. When the judicial assistant email comes through and you're like,
what do they want?
What do they want? It's like mom and dad.
What I do now?
What I do?
What I do now?
But man, yeah, I'm struggling through it this week myself because I was laid up with the flu majority of the weekend, so I got no downtime, no time to accomplish anything outside of the office because I was laid up with that. But I will say this: I'm sitting there all weekend, just one foot in the grave, but I'm fighting through it. And what does my wife put on? Law and Order Marathon.
So good. So good.
So I'm sitting there. It started out good. And then after like, I don't know how many episodes she had on, I start to realize that, is this a love and hate relationship that I have with Law and Order? And candidly, how do I feel overall about TV, Hollywood, movie, whatever you want to call it, their depiction of the practice of law? Because I'm walking away from being like, hire some better consultants because what you're producing is trash. That's where I was left after all of it. So that's what I'm thinking. We need to talk about that today. We need to. I saw your initial reaction to Law and Order, so I don't mean to dog out the show. Like I said, love-hate relationship. But what are your thoughts on it?
Come on. You know what? Now you're making me think about this even more. In the week, you might have convinced me without even knowing that you convinced me that Law and Order is trash. All right?
It's not.
No, that's not what I'm
trash.
saying. That's not why I'm saying it. Because Law and Order is what got me into this mess. I only went to law school because this is a Jack McCoy thing. I wanted to be Jack McCoy.
It's Jack.
And I only went to the state attorney's office because I wanted to be Jack McCoy. And I'd still be there because of Law and Order. But now it got me into this mess. And now I'm a lawyer when I probably could have been doing something better. Ian, I should have just sold insurance. I would have been so good at selling insurance. I wouldn't be getting dogged out by JAs today. I mean, I'm just getting just like laid up by JAs of judges that I used to go against when I was a prosecutor.
See, that is the thing. That right there, like that is the problem with Law and Order. What you just pointed out right there is that now you're going up against a judge that you used to be a colleague of years ago, and that is my issue now with Law and Order. Is when I first started watching it, maybe it was before law school, maybe it was during law school, maybe it was at the beginning of my legal career, and I was like, oh man, Jack McCoy, what WWJD, what would Jack do? And meanwhile, now I'm at a point in my career where I'm just watching Jack and I'm like, no. And I'm yelling at it like it's a sporting event. I'm literally yelling at it like the Eagles are on TV. And I'm like, where's the objection, Jack? What is this trash? What is this bum performance? You need to get off the field with this, Jack. You need to bring your A game. I would have objected there. And my wife's looking at me like, you know this is a TV show, right? You know this is fake. And I'm like, well, then they need to get it right. They need to get better consultants because this is garbage. And what is that shit that they keep serving each other with the blue paper on it? What is that blue paper stuff? And no one thinks it's weird that you're like picking up your kid from daycare and you see opposing counsel and they're like, oh, by the way, here's my motion to suppress. And they just like walk away like it's all right. If that was me, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm in daycare right now picking up my kid. Don't be serving me. I'm at the bar trying to have a drink and you show up here with papers to serve me? Like, get out of here. And meanwhile, that's just normal. Apparently that's what goes on. And on top of all that, every case is a homicide. Well, not every, but every case is some serious shit. And they're getting a trial within like what? 3 days? Or just boom, charged, investigation done, at trial, done. And I'm like, come on. Get the seasons didn't even change. The leaves didn't even fall off the trees. So that's my love-hate relationship. Why I love watching Jack do his thing in cross-examination and closing argument. I struggle with their grasp of evidence and the realistic nature of what is going on with that stuff.
I'm with you. Can you imagine showing up like Ian? Can you imagine if somebody like the Joker showed up to you and handed you, "Hey, Ian, here's your motion. Here's my motion to suppress." What would you do if he just came up to you and handed you like?
If it didn't mean me getting disbarred, I might punch him in the neck. Be like, I'm getting my hair cut right now, dude. You're dropping a motion on me. Like, leave me alone.
It's PT, baby. Yeah, I'm on PT. Personal time. Don't be serving me with this shit right now.
They don't care. That show. They do not care. Meanwhile, I know what I was making when I was a state attorney. It didn't warrant getting served with papers after hours and shit. But
it also didn't warrant me being a guy that's going to go out and get off my ass at the middle of the day at like 7 o'clock at night, go find the defense attorney and be like, "Hey, here you go. Boom. Here's my motion."
And no one ever looks shocked. They're just like, "Oh, yeah, saw this coming. Okay, I guess I'll get back to the office and start typing." But it ain't getting any better because, like, look, Law and Order, I mean, with that, SVU, like, how long is it? This show is running for what?
30 years.
30 years? Probably more. Easy. But what's the new jam? What's the new one that's everybody's watching?
Suits got canceled. It had a Netflix resurgence, right? Which was awesome, which is great, Like, who does... I watched a couple seasons of Suits. I mean, who doesn't want to be Harvey Specter? Obviously, it's complete total bullshit. Like, who's going to put up their law license to hire some dude who was never a lawyer and then risk their reputation to let some dude who is not a lawyer just because he's super smart, photogenic, or photographic memory? Yeah, you just don't hire that guy. You'd be like, "Hey, dude, guess what? I'll sponsor you. Just go here, take the test. Go to school. When you're done, I don't care what school you go to. I'll hire you because you're a gangster, bro." You don't just say, "Hey, you're in, associate attorney, number 1. Let's do this."
Here's my issue with it. All right, I tip of the cap to you for making it through 2 seasons. All right, because I made it through literally 1 episode, and my wife was like, "What did you think?" Because she hasn't watched it. And it was the associates of ours were like, "Oh, you gotta watch it. It's great." And I'm like, "All right, let's see what."
Well, that was
the
back
kids
when I
are
had
doing.
time. That was before.
So I get in.
That's what I didn't run my own shop.
I'm not knocking.
That's when I didn't have kids. Now I don't watch TV. All I watch is YouTube, and usually what I watch on YouTube is Dateline, which is kind of the same thing, but in real life.
Well, I watched 1 episode, and it wasn't because of, I'm too busy, or, I hate when people, it must be nice to watch TV. And I'm like, okay, because you don't do anything. Yeah. Anyways, my issue with it is I walked away from it. I'm like, this is why the world fucking hates us, because of this show. And everyone's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm going to tell you right now. I watched 1 episode. In that episode, in addition to hiring an unqualified person who got arrested for, I don't know, was it drug dealing, whatever it was he did, okay? Setting that aside, the most brilliant guy who'd never practiced law, I'm watching it saying, what happened in this episode? Let's take a tally. This dude, Harvey, shows up to work late, all right? He's a dick to his boss, okay? Goes into a meeting with a client with pretend evidence to have a fight with his own client and lies to his own client about it, does the deal, leaves, goes to lunch, hits a bar on the way out of there, doesn't go back to work, goes to get a custom suit fitted. After that, goes back to the bar, has another drink, picks up the waitress, brings her home and has a one-night stand. And I was like, is this what people think we fucking do all day? That is why they hate us. It's that, no one would like that guy. And this is supposed to be like the ultimate depiction of what we no. It is nothing like that shit.
You gotta admit, his suits are kind of gangster.
Who can afford it? Who's getting custom suits on the reg? Like, he's getting so many custom suits, he's sending the other guy to get custom suits. And what did he work? Like 38 seconds of that day he worked. That's what I saw. And no wonder the world's like, Ian, I don't want to hear your complaints. I saw Harvey work 38 seconds, go out 14 custom suits, took home a piece of, from the restaurant, some good looking chick, and hit the bar 3 times during the day, and also told his boss basically to fuck off.
Oh, and you
bad
forgot
could your
the
life
cliche
be? And I'm like,
hot paralegal Donna.
oh, hold on. Let's go to the struggle of the associate, mind you, all right? The associate who didn't have to take the bar exam, didn't have to go to law school, didn't have to go through that 3 years and rack up however many tens of thousands of dollars of debt. His struggle is that him and Meghan Markle order in and go to the massive law library and sit there and talk about theory of case, and then nobody looks like that. I never worked for a job that ordered me anywhere other than
The
fast
associate's
food.
banging a princess.
Yeah, Meghan Markle. This is why the world hates us, bro, because they're looking at this show and they're like, I don't want to hear your shit about stress. Your life is amazing. Look at Harvey. And if I even tell them, or any of us tells them, look, I ain't him. That ain't real. They're like, well, then clearly
you're doing something wrong. You're just not that
more
good.
like
You're not that good if
fictitious
you're not Harvey.
Yeah, if you were as good as Harvey, you'd be doing all those things.
Oh, man.
You know? Meanwhile, no one's talking about the fact that Harvey needs to be a fucking therapist because he's just broken. He's just dead inside. You can just see it in his eyes. He has no relationships with anybody. I haven't even watched any of this show. And I guarantee they got to be getting into this stuff. But, Harvey clearly needs to see a therapist.
And that part would probably be the most accurate part if it were to occur. Because you know what? If you're an attorney, you probably need to see a therapist. I am, I probably need to see a therapist.
I don't disagree. But Harvey's just, I'll self-medication with a drink and, an acute waitress. I'll be good. And meanwhile, what do I care? Well, my boss, they're not going to do anything to me. I walked in and said, fuck off to them.
Wife. Self-medication, not seeing a therapist. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, man.
I mean, those are real terms. But in this instance, nothing I saw on that show was in any way real. But the world thinks it is. And in turn, it is now our burden to shoulder. So, having said that, this is why I look at these shows and I'm like, you know what I like in the legal world? You know what shows I like that are legal related?
Dateline.
No. I don't want anything serious. I don't want anything serious whatsoever. Franklin and Bash, dude. Just my cousin Vinny, just mind-numbing stupidity that has a little bit of law in it, and I get a laugh out of it. But no one really takes it serious.
Vinny, don't get me started on that one because that one's the GOAT. I mean, is the GOAT.
It is,
and
the GOAT.
It is accurate. That whole courtroom stuff with Lurch as the judge up there, getting on his ass for everything that he did wrong. And the legal Daubert with his girlfriend going up there, being an expert in general automotive knowledge. Dude, she passes muster, man. She does. I don't know how you could say that she would not be an expert.
It's an amazing movie, and it's hilarious at the same time. And you can't help but quote it. I was in cross-examination once in a real trial. And remember the term you had to say when they were testing drugs at the state attorney's office? Gas chromatograph mass spectrometer. How many times I had to practice that to memorize that shit? I'll never forget how to say it because I would sit there and say it in the mirror over and over again because I wasn't gonna fumble over
super
it.
Super spinatus.
Now, super spinatus tendon, yeah. So I'm up in front of I got our witness on the stand, the lab tech saying, I'm like, what did you use to test that? And they're like, oh, the gas chromatograph mass spectrometer. And it took every bit of my soul every single time not to say turbocharged. Because it's such a good one-liner, dude. Or how about opening statement? How many times you want to get up and just say, everything that guy just said is bullshit? Every single time. But look, those are things that I love because no one is looking at you. No one's sitting there saying, hey, is that how it really is?
Well, look,
I don't know. Grisham guy?
That thing, that's true. That is not. No attorney's going to get up there and be like, everything that person said is bullshit. Yes.
I mean, we've all thought about it. If
there was a mind reader, if you were like watching one of these movies and somebody was talking and then there was like a bubble on top and said, what's he really thinking? This is all bullshit. That's what it would be, but it doesn't really happen in real life.
How many times in mediation have you been there and some dude's just throwing everything at the wall, seeing what sticks? Well, we didn't cause this accident, but if we did, we didn't cause these injuries. And if we did, you didn't need this treatment. And if you did, you're fine now. You don't have any problems whatsoever, even though the fact they fused 3 levels of your neck. How many times you just want to respond when they're like, any response? You just want to be like, everything that guy just said.
I think I've said, to be fair, I think I've said that in mediation. Because mediation doesn't matter, you know? I have said that in mediation.
I'm here trying to keep it professional.
Dude,
I love it.
It doesn't even matter in mediation.
Amazing.
Mediation is just like everything's confidential, right? I ain't coming back. And not only that, if you know opposing counsel and you know the mediator, why not just tell the truth? You know? Why not just say it? You know? Be honest. Everybody likes authenticity. That's the new currency, man. Authenticity. Just let it out. But in a court of law, there is some decorum that you do need to follow. You know, where you can't just be yourself. You can't just like say what you're thinking, and you got to be a little bit more formal, you know, kind of like, you know, a tuxedo t-shirt, you know, that you like to party, but you're a little formal sort of thing. You got to find the right balance.
So speaking of the tuxedo at court, that brings up you just jog my memory, dude. Excellent depiction from Hollywood of courtroom situations, investigation, being a prosecutor. I know you love this movie too, man.
Oh,
Fracture.
Love it. So good.
Anthony Hopkins and
the
dude
Goss,
from the
bro.
Nope.
Don't pretend like you don't know the Goss's name, bro. Get out of here. I think you're not saying his name
mix it
because I
up.
think Mel may have a crush on him.
She probably doesn't. I'm not wrong. She's not wrong.
I have a crush on him. There's nothing wrong with that. He's the fucking Goss, dude. Guy's a fucking legend, bro.
Here's the issue. You think I'm trying to deliberately forget his name. In my mind, I'm just going through all the amazing looking human beings that Hollywood keeps putting out there as lawyers. Let's review. Like McConaughey, Gosling. Like, I'm trying to sort through all these good looking people that they just keep putting up there. Like, none of them got a receding hairline. Like, none of them have a fat gut, like tire around their belly. And so yeah, I mix it up.
Oh, yeah. I keep talking about both sides of your mouth, man. What are you talking about? We just talked about my cousin Vinny. We just went Pesci to the Goss, and then you're saying, oh, Hollywood just throws out all these good-looking people as lawyers.
And that's what, first of all, that is why I love My Cousin Vinny, because a dude that looked like that landed Marissa Tomei, who looked like that. It's given us all hope. She is hilarious, just amazing in that movie.
Stunning. She's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
But Fracture, man, classic movie, little known. I mean, just amazing movie. And the line in it all the other parts of it are great. Good. Entertaining. Gosling does an amazing job. The twists of the movie, the plot line, all that, unbelievable. But the one line that comes from it, the girlfriend's dad that tells him, doesn't pay a lot, but every now and then you get to put the stake.
Yep, great fucking line.
That is an amazing movie. Amazing movie. And they did the banter back and forth when he spills the coffee on his suit and has to go to court in the tuxedo. And he says, Judge, he's making a mockery of your court, but the judge looked at me and he's like, well, thanks a lot for your concern, 007. Great movie. So I would say underrated, understated, very good movie, good depiction of what I thought court was. And obviously the times where the judge calms down the seriousness and the formality of things in those scenes as well, and then also obviously the job and the stress and everything else is depicted. I mean, the guy's career is just hanging by a thread at one point, and he pulls it all together at the end, and you walk away from it with that amazing conclusion. Just
it is awesome. And not only that,
but
talk about legally correct weird terms. Anthony Hopkins may have been cleared of
double jeopardy,
attempted murder, but ain't no double jeopardy on murder when you pull the plug on your wife, big boy.
What did he say with that southern accent? That's new evidence. That's a new crime.
New crime.
Can't go wrong with that.
New crime.
It's so smooth.
And the best, you see it at the end after he defends himself because he knows what he's doing. Because he's a smart engineer.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Hannibal lecturing him. And then at the courtroom, when you just see Goss by himself on that table, And
Yep.
then you see that other table with 4 defense attorneys, dude. Probably the highest paid people you could
Yep.
find. With this guy who just makes, aeronautics, like airplanes and shit. That's what this sophisticated engineer with all the money in the world, able to hire this stellar defense team. He hires him then because he knew he was fucked.
I remember watching that and then telling my parents about it. I was like, you guys got to check this out. It's a great movie. You're going to love it. And my mom immediately transitions in full mom fashion. Do you and Melanie, do you watch the John Grisham movies? Like, what do you guys, are they pretty real? I mean, he was a lawyer. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, we got to touch on Johnny Grish. You tell me what you think, man.
What do you mean, what do I think? I like y'all to close your eyes. All right. I mean, dude, why do you think Big Mott's messed up his first trial? Why do you think I broke the golden rule? I thought I was reconnaissance in this thing,
I
dude.
know.
I thought I was gonna be like.
I mean, it is a little bit of a bait and switch because he went to law school. I think he took a bar and passed it, as far as I know. But I don't think
he went to Ole Miss. You know how you get into Ole Miss? You go online, you write in your name. And that's it. You get the acceptance letter like 1 week later.
For real?
Ole Miss, 97% acceptance rate. And let me tell you something. Will's a smart kid. And he may get into a lot of really good schools. But I'm going to tell him to apply to Ole Miss. Because if you've ever been over there, woo.
Yes, you should.
Oh, man.
Wow. Listen. It's no St. Thomas University, the Oxford of Opelika. My alma mater. Not all of us got to go to these higher learning institutions.
Like me, I'm
you,
a state school representative.
Yeah, but UF is no slouch to get into.
I know.
I mean, be real.
I know.
So, I mean, talking about law school, what do you think? Accurate depiction of law school movies. What do you got?
Law school movies.
I mean, Legally Blonde, kids going to law school.
Listen,
what do you think?
I love me some Legally Blonde, man, and some Reese Witherspoon. I mean, that's a good question. Law school movies.
My issue with Legally Blonde was I watched it, entertaining movie, enjoyed it. And then I'm in law school and I'm thinking like, oh, you got to do the participation thing. Come to find out, you can participate your ass off and the teacher does not really care. All that Socratic method shit, stand up, give me this, that, whatever. I learned real quick for all my law school people out there who are thinking about going to law school, remember this. As you're standing up, giving that Socratic method response and question answer, listen. And what will you hear? The lovely sound of keyboards clicking away because they're writing all those other competitors that are fighting for the same 4 A's of what 100 people and 4 A's that are available. They're all taking your work and writing it down. It might be better to maybe just sandbag it a little bit when the teacher answer a few questions right and then take a dive because you'll find out later on nobody cares about participation. The only thing that matters on that grade is the final exam. So look. Do you work hard, but don't give away those answers to everybody because they're all writing them down.
Nobody wanted my answers in law school, bro. I ain't a natural attorney, man. And most people talk to me, they're like, you're a lawyer? I'm like, yeah, I'm a lawyer. It's totally against my personality. It truly is. Like, I am just like a happy-go-lucky guy. And most lawyers are miserable sons of bitches. You know what I mean?
Well, guilty.
I know. That's where we balance ourselves out. But see, that's where I'm like a good lawyer because I know how to deal with it. I'm like, all right, whatever. You don't want to go with we'll just keep proceeding forward, kicking the can down the road, and we'll take it to trial. And then eventually they just break. They fall to, they end up like in my personable manner of litigation, so to speak. But that being said, now that you brought it back, you know what my favorite law school movie is?
What?
Can't believe I didn't even think about this. I mean, like, dude, Rounders.
I was gonna say, does Rounders 100%
qualify
as the old
100%?
I mean, he went to like a half a class.
Dude,
my man was just hitting Atlantic City.
That's how it is.
Winning card game.
That's how it is. It's Rounders. It is guaranteed Rounders. I mean, the day he shows up to the judges game and he just cold reads their cards, and he tries to say, if I tell you what's going on here, you promise me an internship. And the guy's like, I can't do that, but I'll put you on the top of the list. Smooth play, man.
Smooth play,
Matty
man.
D just
Smooth
went in there and
play.
just, boop.
How do we feel about his girl in this movie? Because my man is clearly trying to help out his boy. He didn't even set this up that he has the juice running on this that he's on the hook for. And then she
Worm's
just
a
bails
piece
on
of
him.
shit, dude.
Like, she's like,
piece of shit.
he is. But like, she just bails on her man, just packs up the stuff and leaves. And then at the end, he's like, if you need a lawyer, call me. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's not going to need a lawyer. He's a better lawyer than you. You just hung him out to dry, just left him. It's terrible.
And
in
then
his
with
time
Teddy
of need.
KGB, Mike, you don't want part of this. Oh. Eating his fucking Oreos, twisting them and shit. That was a movie so fucking good. That's the best law school movie. I'm with it, dude. I think that one's the best one.
All the poker part of it, awesome. Law school part of it, awesome. I will say, the John Malkovich Russian accent
So good.
makes the whole thing. It's so bad, but it's so good at the same time.
I need to hear from you on this, all right? Because we're getting close to time here on the pod. What are your top 3 legal movies all time?
Okay, well, obviously, My Cousin Vinny, Fracture I named, and I'm going to round it out with... I'm going to go Lincoln Lawyer.
Obviously, My Cousin Vinny. I'm going to put that, but that's my number 2. It's my number 2. My number 3.
Okay.
Number 3. Dude.
Okay.
You want me on that wall? You need me on that wall. But that doesn't happen in cases, like that. Everything that happened in that scene would never happen in a court of law, especially with somebody as smart as Colonel Jessup. And by the way, I don't understand the word colonel because there's no R in it. It's like colonel. So it's like you're saying it in a very C-O-L-O-N-A-N-E-L. Like, where's the R, baby? But it's just like so good. That last scene, the whole movie, awesome. It's not legally accurate, even though I'm not a JAG lawyer and never was. Maybe we could ask Ronnie D up there in Tallahassee, but I doubt he was one either, bro. But different story, all right? But yeah, it's phenomenal. Number 1.
Okay. So what do you got at the number 1?
I don't even think that I'm like going off the board here. Michael Clayton. Clayton. So good. So if we're going Hollywood, think about my spots, man. Clooney, Pesci, Cruz. I mean, hold on. And I pulled it out for you, Ian. I mean, this is how good this is, all right? And it's not even like George Clooney's line. It's from like the character. The guy's name is Arthur Edens, right? And it's played by the late, great Tom Wilkinson. Yep. The lawyer, like, the lead trial counselor for one of the biggest law firms in the world. And this is his line when he's having a manic, depressive state and George Clooney comes to find him. And this is Arthur talking to Michael Clayton. And this is what he says. He goes, Michael, I have great affection for you, and you live a very rich and interesting life, but you're a bag man, not an attorney. If your intention was to have me committed, you should have kept me in Wisconsin, where the arrest report, the videotape, eyewitness reports of my inappropriate behavior would have had jurisdictional relevance. I have no criminal record in the state of New York, and the single determining criterion for involuntary commitment is danger. Is the defendant a danger to himself or to others? You think you got the horses for that? Well, good luck, and God bless. But I'll tell you this, the last place you want to see me is in court. Like a mic drop. Like, last place you want to see me is in court. And then he goes, and Michael Clayton goes to me, he goes, Arthur, I'm not the bad guy. And you know what his response is? Then who are you? I mean, it's so good in a line of like, in just line by line. And at the end, when they try to kill him and he goes up to Tilda Sweeney's character, the bad lady, you know, the attorney who represents, of course it's an attorney, right? Who represents you North. And he goes, you try to kill me? I'm not the guy you kill. I'm the bag man, you know? I'm the bag man. I'm not the guy you kill. I'm the guy you pay. You pay. It's classic. It's so
Classic,
good.
man.
It's my number one lawyer movie.
I completely forgot.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
I gotta load it up. I might too. But look, man, as always, it's a pleasure. I'm going to have to get back into the Michael Clayton scene. I'm going to have to brush up on it because I completely forgot about it. But look, man, as always, it's a pleasure. Great seeing you.
You too.
Until
And the
next
last
time,
place you
brother.
want to see me in is in court.
Cheers. You ain't lying.